But welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us as we discuss not the Premier League in much detail this evening, because it is the competition we all love to hate, UEFA Nations League, the thing they introduced just for shits and gigs to get more teams through. But I love it because it means Wales might qualify for things. So we need all the help and love we can get. But I'm not on my own, because that wouldn't be very fair to have a Welshman talking about England's performance. So I have got the experts that you all want to hear from. The underscore queen this evening, Rebecca. How are you this evening, Rebecca?
I'm very good, thank you. Still recovering from a very long journey on Saturday with Accrington, but yeah, doing well, and I guess excited to talk England, but then not really.
What do you mean? It's the team that keeps on giving with the ever forgiving and supportive media, but a man who is a lover of not social media, but entertainment media. Box office Lucas. Mr. Lucas, how are you doing this evening, sir?
Good, thank you. Good, yeah. Mistimed my dinner, so I hopefully haven't burnt it, and I've hopefully cooked it, but we'll see. Somewhere in the middle of them.
Share it with us, mate. Just eat it on pod, mate. That's what we all want to do. I think, and shows like this, we need to mix it in with the pod, I think.
What absolutely cooking show. I mean, it's not a bad area to branch off into.
I think, do you know what, is something that I would be well up for, and I actually have expertise in that, being a big fat fatty who loves eating food. I could do that. all evening long. But and it's been ages, Lucas. I don't think I've done a pod with you in yonks.
Yeah, I can't remember. I feel like it was right at the beginning of the Premier League?
It was the preview. I think it was a preview show. So I've missed you terribly, but it's good. It's good to be back here with you. How's the dog?
I can just hear him like stuffing his face in the kitchen, so I'm assuming he's all right.
Making you jealous.
Pop up at some point on the stream.
Good, because I feel like I miss out otherwise. But we've got in the chat. Although we've got Spenny fan Chris. Good evening, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Chris says, good evening, all. We should have had a replay of Tuesday or face Notts County away in the next round. I think he's on about, is it this the League Cup, or is this a different one? Papa John, or which cup is this going to be, Rebecca?
We had the FA Cup draw today.
It'll be that one. There's so many cups. I just got no idea. And they introduced a new one into lower league recently as well, didn't they?
Yeah, the National League Cup. I think it's similar to the Bristol Street Motors Pizza Trophy, whichever name you want to give it. Similar to that, but trying to get National League involved in it.
Because we need more games of football and more tournaments to follow. And Graham's in the chat as well. Good evening, Graham. Hope you are doing well. And Claire saying gorgeous bunch. She must be referring to Lucas and Rebecca. How could she not be? How could you not be? And there's Simon there as well. And Johnny. And look at that. They're all saying hello to each other as well, which I just think is beautiful. And Spenny fan Chris highlighting it is indeed halftime in the vitally important Wales and Montenegro match. We are 1-0 up. I think it was a Harry Wilson penalty. Former Liverpool winger there, who I once watched play live for Derby, scoring a goal against Manchester United in an FA Cup game that they lost. So he has a special place in my heart, does Harry Wilson there. And we've got... We got yonks. Calling me out on yonks, not a word used often. I'm old, mate. I'm old. What can I say? And Sean's saying, can I just say, Rebecca Costello, what a hero?
Yeah. 94th minute winner for Aki at Gillingham.
There you are. And Simon's still waiting for the Absolute Wrestling podcast. It's something we talk about quite frequently behind the screen, but it's just effort. It's all effort and time, isn't it? And Graham said Rebecca's smiling because she's so many miles away from Gillingham now, or Gillingham, depends how you want to pronounce it. And Sean said he hopes everybody's doing well, and we are. We're all doing well. I mean, and people that should be doing well is you two, especially as England fans. A mixture of games. I mean, I'll tell you. I'll start with you, Lucas, because Rebecca never gets to do the fun games. She normally does Everton losing games, but as an Arsenal fan, you get to enjoy victories normally. So we'll give her a bit of a break. But the first time Greece beat England in an X amount of years, it was experimental formation. So I've been told it was England under that first, but England won, Greece 2. How did that make you feel?
you say experimental, and it kind of was in terms of him just throwing every midfielder under the sun onto the pitch at one time and just hoping that something would happen, and not using two of the natural number 9s they had on the bench as a striker, but instead doing some hybrid of Foden, Bellingham, and Gordon. I watched the first half in Honest Burger on one of my colleagues' phone, and then the second half we caught in the pub, and the darts was on at the same time, and the darts was more in the game. That just sums it up. I mean, what I will say is they actually play a lot better now on the Cards in terms of going forward. They're a lot more fluid. They're a lot attacking wise. They're a lot better than they were on the Southgate. Like there's actually more of a style of play there and intent. Defensively though, it was a bit of a shambles at the back. I mean, I can see three disallowed goals, wasn't it? 3 disallowed goals and they scored 2. Greece scored 5 goals against England at Wembley. Greece. So it wasn't great. Yeah, I'm not really sure what John Stones was doing for most of that game. Colwell and Rico Lewis was like, honestly, the Chuckle Brothers, those two, when they come to defending. And no midfield to really stop them. And then up top, we were just it was just the final pass was missing a little bit. You know, our transition was really good, but couldn't get that final ball.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if we start at the back, Colwell and Rico Lewis, do they play much football at the moment? I know Colwell I'm not sure if he's
Colwell starts for Chelsea.
He's in there. What about Rico Lewis? I forgot. Does he play for Man City?
Yeah, he's. I think he's played every game for them apart from like one. I think he started every game apart from.
Is he? I don't know.
1 or 2 of them. Yeah, he's really good. They're both of them. I'm not really sure about Colwell, but Rico Lewis is quality. He's just a bit of like a jack of all trades, master of none at the moment, but he's a very good footballer. But I don't know about playing him left back in that England team. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, it's just a bit like it's just a bit flat overall. It's a different issue now. It's just I'm not really sure, but I don't really know what I was expecting with Carsey taking on the job, to be honest. I think it's just an easy option, and we'll see what happens. But one thing I will say is they were a lot better going forward. Like the passing and passages of play, like attack wise, is a lot better than it ever was under Southgate. But that's probably going to happen when you play 7 midfielders at the same time. So yeah,
I mean, we've got in the chat. I mean, Heather's joined us as well. Where is she? There she is. So Heather's in. Graham's thinking, we've got to go through Pickford Gate again. With Rebecca.
He is horrific.
We'll hit on him. Don't you worry. Sam joins the chat. Sam, hope you're doing well, mate. Graham saying Greece is the word, it's the place, it's the motion. And we've got, who else have we got in? Yeah, Sam was saying the defender against Greece was slippery, absolute Chatsky. And Marlon said Colwell's improved. He is Chelsea's best centre back this season, which. He certainly had potential. I haven't seen much of him, but Chelsea have been performing very well. But I mean, if we touch on Carsley's formation, first of all, Lucas, I mean, it looks to me as if he's thought we've got all these talented midfielders. Let's play all of these talented midfielders and
every single one.
Yeah, we'll get them all out there and see what happens. I mean, Pepper's tried the false 9 before. I mean. Do you think it was just because they've never done it before, or do you just not think that that's a formation that works, or that we should be playing you should be playing as an England squad?
I just don't really know what formation it was, to be honest. But yeah, no, I don't think we should be doing a false 9 when we've got the talent of strikers that we have at our disposal at the moment. Kane, Watkins, you can throw in Dominic Solanke. There's really no point. Ivan Toney, although he's probably not going to get a look in anymore now that he's moved to Saudi, but. Yeah, we shouldn't be playing a false 9 when we've got strikers like that. And especially if that false 9 is going to be Phil Foden, who I'm sure we'll get onto at some point. But just play a 4-3-3. Like, just keep it simple. Just play the system that most of your best players play for their club. A 4-3-3. Have 1 DM, have 2 midfielders who can cover, who can get up and down the pitch, but also cover the wing backs. Allow Trent to push forward. Find someone to play left back. Like, just find someone. There's got to be someone English who can play left back at a decent level, and play a natural number 9 and play Palmer and Saka. Palmer on the right, Saka on the left. Put Grealish in midfield and Declan Rice, and then you've got the pick of the litter for the other side, whoever you want, to be honest. That's the only thing. I think Carsley was just trying to do a little bit too much. And I think his first game, I think that system that he played the first game was probably the one that he should stick with. Yeah, you don't need to throw on false nines and do all this and go crazy. Just play a simple system and let your attacking players do their thing. It's not rocket science with this England team. Like, it's really not. I don't understand it at all.
I think because I saw, who did I see? I saw a comment of somebody on social media saying, you know, with to be the England manager, you don't need to be like a tactical mastermind, because the team sort of sets its own formation and sets itself. But what I would say is, out of that midfield, then, so you mentioned Grealish, who wasn't in the starting 11. Which midfielders would you be dropping out of that? Because I mean, from the names I didn't hear you mention was Gordon, Bellingham, and Palmer.
Oh, sorry, that was it. I missed Bellingham. Bellingham can play on the right, and Palmer said to play on the right. Put Saka on the left.
So Palmer. So we've got Bellingham.
So you go
Gordon,
Kane, Palmer, or Kane or Watkins. So you go Palmer on the right, Kane. This is what I would do: Palmer, Kane, Saka on the left. Then I go Bellingham, Rice, Grealish, or Mainu. But I liked how Grealish played in that midfield position in the first game. Then I go Trent, Stones. That other centre back is also open, isn't it? I'm not really fussed between Gahey or Branthwaite, to be honest. Between the two, those would be my picks for now. Even Maguire, I mean, he's not done that bad for England, but Gahey or Branthwaite, I think, would probably be my picks when everyone's fit. And then left back, I think we've got an issue. But you can play Colwill left back. He's done it for Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, so you're, and the thing is, from what you're saying, you're leaving Foden and Gordon on the bench. Which
I'm leaving Foden at home, Josh, not on the bench. He's staying.
Tell me about Phil Foden then.
Phil Foden is staying right at home with Pep, where he can express himself however he likes and play his best football. He is not getting on that plane. No, but I mean, it's not working at the moment. I'm not going to go as far to say, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to say it. He's a system player. And that's not a bad thing. It's not terrible. It doesn't mean he's a bad player. He just, for his ability, which he does have very good ability, he works in Pep's system, and Pep knows how to get the best out of Phil Foden. In the England team, Southgate didn't, and Carsley doesn't like he's going to do it. Foden is not one of our best players when it comes to England, and I don't think he should just be in there just because of how he plays for his club. There are other players who have done way more for England and proven themselves. Even Rashford's done more for England than Phil Foden. So he shouldn't just be a name that just goes in there, and it disrupts the whole flow of our team. So no, Foden is not getting in there, Josh.
We're going to be saying Foden is left back at home. Hey, but yeah, I can't sort of figure him out really when he plays for him. But like I said, I mean, I suppose it helps at Man City when you're surrounded by all the players that are used to playing in the same setup consistently in style, I suppose. But I can't figure the latter out myself either. I'm just catching up on some of the chat here. We've got Heather's picking her centre back. Sam saying, if only Johnny Evans was English. if only he'd be sorted for like the next 10 years. I think the man's never going to stop. Simon enjoyed Rebecca's warm smile when Lucas said Branthwaite. She enjoyed that one. And where was it? Dreety's joined us. There she is. Late again. But you know what? We forgive you. I'm going to forgive you forever. You now have a late hall pass. So just rock up and just be there as and when. Enjoy you catching in you. What else have we got?
She does have a good reason. Dreesy does have a good reason for being late. She was at the FA Cup draw at Bradford, and we spot her on TV wearing her Game 2 hoodie. So she does have a good reason.
Representing. Well done, Dreety. And thank you for joining us. That is effort. That is effort and commitment coming back and joining us here. But if we... So lastly, so before I move on, I'm going to let Rebecca have a little chat on this game in a moment. I mean, look, so in regards to that game, you think England were just all over the place defensively. Do you think, can you forgive them a little bit in that it was just, that's the first time they played that formation, a back four that I don't think I've seen play together previously. Are you excusing that as a one-off, or?
I mean, I think
Hmm.
it was one of them where we focused too much attackingly, where it was we just left the defence to try and wing it as much as we could. So it was one of them where, like, Pickford running off into midfield was a bit mad, and trying to, whatever he did there was just, I mean, it was an odd one, but it's like we were trying to fill in for the midfield that we're missing at times. So it's one of them. It was.
Just for clarity, were you saying Pickford was trying to fill that space in midfield that we were? That's right. Yep.
Yeah. He ended up. I don't know why he did it, but he ended up halfway up pitch at one point. It was one of his mistakes, which did lead to a goal, but I think that one was also ruled offside, so he was forgiven a bit for that one. But it's one of them where I have seen a lot of people, and they were screaming for a more attacking England side, and I think that has been mentioned near enough every time. It was Southgate and going into the time currently with Lee Carsley. And it's one of them where with they've been screaming for that attacking side, screaming for the players to be played how they were. And it's one of them, it just didn't work. And Carsley has held his hands up and gone like, right, fair dues, we've tried it, we'll go back. But it did leave us short in defence.
And I mean, I agree him saying, but we've all agreed Pickford is still the best goalkeeper England has.
Yes.
Obviously, Rebecca, you're going to agree with that. Lucas, are you down with that? You think Pickford's still England's best keeper?
Yeah, I think Pope is very close at the moment, but yeah, Pickford, I wouldn't change him for now.
Just tell him to chill his head a little bit, just a little bit. But the second game, I mean, Rebecca, I'll let you talk about the victory because they're few and far between sometimes, and it hurts me when I have to feel like I'm bullying you with losses all the time. But he must have paid attention. He adapted. He made the changes back formationally to what you think it should be. A bit more of a recognisable team. And lo and behold, England 2, Finland 0. How did that one then make you feel?
Yeah, it was. You felt a bit better going into it with the fact he wasn't trying the false 9 again. And like as I said, he put his hands up and gone like, oh, right, didn't work. It cost us, but we'll change it up and play. Like, it still wasn't the greatest performance. Like, we're still hit and miss, but it was a bit better. I mean, I think we had Trent as left back, which I didn't really expect, but solid effort from him. Incredible free kick. I was happy to see Dean Henderson get a chance. I mean, unfortunately, he didn't keep the clean sheet, but from a club perspective, at least we didn't have Pickford in for another match, so we keep him rested because international breaks and Everton, I think, were cursed. But yeah, it was a lot more better, and it was a lot more. They looked like they knew what they were doing rather than just running around like headless chickens, as it was seen against Greece, because you had that many attacking players and in very similar positions for clubs. So it was one of them, you could see them like varying off into where they thought they should be, where they could be. But it just seemed to be a lot more like structurally like better, and especially with Kane up front, like didn't get on the score sheet, but I think just having that number 9 up there was settling for the attacking. And then we had the midfield with Rice again. But it just seemed to be the formation worked better for us. 3 different goal scorers. It was a positive win, but it was a stinker to concede.
Yeah, I mean, conceding goals will happen, but I think that it all made a little bit more sense, like you said, the sort of the layout and the formation. I mean, do you think the style of play was different as a consequence then?
Yeah, we did play a bit different to what we have seen, but again, like you're going to always have them little tweaks that have to be made because of the different like formation. I forgot the word then. The different formation that you take.
And I've been correct. I was looking at. I've got so many screens up. We'll say it was 3-1 to England. It was. I've got about six windows up. So I got 2 games up that I got myself all confused then. So I do apologise for doing England a disservice. It was 3-1. But I mean, We'll come on to it in a moment. I want to, obviously there's a player whose praises I want to sing at some point, but I'm not quite ready. I'm going to hang back on that one a little bit. I mean, Jack Grealish came in and he did a game. He did a good game. I mean, wasn't favoured under Southgate. Do you think he's a player that we need to function? I mean, Lucas has already said he thinks he's somebody we should have on the field more often. Do you think that's what he should be doing, or still uses the subs as other England managers have used him as?
No, I agree with Lucas on Grealish has to be there. He is. I feel like we have missed him, and the style of play that Carsley was adapting to on Sunday did seem to work better with Grealish, and I do feel as though having him in the team is a really strong point for us.
Yeah, no, it was. I've got to say, I'm indifferent to whether the performance is good. It's nicer to see, but one player that has played consistently well throughout the England game so far, even when he's been doing bad. And I think I did have a stat. I had a screenshot kicking about somewhere that I took specifically to make this point I've forgotten all about. In his last 12 starts, Trent had 5 Man of the Match awards in the last 12 games. He's setting up goals, he's assisting, he's playing right back, he's playing left back. Do you, in regard to England's important plays, do you think people can now comfortably say he should always be a starter for England, or do you still think he should be playing second fiddle to Kyle Walker and Trippier and everyone else Southgate put ahead of him?
I do feel as though he should be starting. I mean, you've just said he's a versatile player that we have played at right back and now left back. He can do the set pieces, and he's a talented player. He's in an England shirt, so I can say this. But no, it's he's a tactical player, and he understands how it. I don't. It's he understands it. You can put him wherever, he'll do what he has to, and it's just he is a standout. And I mean, the stats speak for themselves. It's a case of if he wasn't starting, I don't think we'd be getting the results and getting the chances that we are that he is creating.
Yeah, I mean, and he's sort of developing quite. I mean, in the chat, just quickly, I think Spenny Fan Chris is saying is England's under 21s the 1-2-0, and so I thought I was going to go all Bruce Forsyth like a game, good game. I mean, Lucas, Trent Alexander-Arnold for you, pivotal player for England, do you think, or still playing second fiddle?
No, I think he should start. Dog agrees, yeah. I think.
Oh, bless him.
Something the dog outside has set him off. Yeah, no, I think Trent is our best right back, so should be starting each game. No, pivotal just yet, but he looks good, and we always knew he was going to be good if he just started at right back in his natural position.
He's a bit of a leader on the pitch as well. Do you not think, in regards to the experience, and he's just won everything?
Yeah, I think that is going to be very useful considering what he's done at Liverpool. So, 100%, I think I wouldn't go as far to say first name on the team sheet, but when you look at right back, definitely not Walker. Ben White's not involved in the team anymore. I mean, Wan-Bissaka, no. So Joe Gomez, no. I mean, he's a very clear and obvious starter for England at that right back position until someone else challenges for him. And he offers so much more, and I think we've got enough players in there to cover his defensive frailties, especially with Rice there, that it's not an issue.
Yeah, I mean, and in regard to the formation change, a bit more of a expected England squad. I mean, I'll ask you again, Luke, before we move on to the rigmarole. Did that sort of formation style of play, do you think, was much more suited? Did you feel happier?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's more of a less Carnage-esque system, to be honest, and you could tell with just how much better it was, but obviously a different opponent. But yeah, I think simplicity is where we need to go. It's we had Southgate and it was really pragmatic. We don't have to go to the complete opposite and go crazy. Just keep it simple, but play your best players.
Yeah, it is a little bit like that with England, isn't it? You just pick the formation, put the players in place. I mean, it felt a little bit like Lee Carsley. I feel a bit sorry for him recently. I mean, I'll ask you, Rebecca. I'm not sure how you feel. He's been put in place as like a temporary manager till November. I think they said, just get through these games and then we'll look at something, which I get the impression that he's happy with that, and he was quite content with that. But he's always going to be asked, "Do you see yourself in this role possible? Are you permanently?" Which he's not going to say no. No, I don't want to manage England. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's been a little bit unfair. I got the feeling a little bit like he was just doing things to give somebody an opportunity to sort of showcase the England squad, basically. Look at all these players that we've got, these are the different things we can do, and just maybe having a bit of a laugh, having some fun. I mean, how do you think he's done in this short spell? And do you think it's a little bit unfair, some of the questions in regards to his future in the role?
Yeah, I think he's done well. Like, when we first heard of Southgate being sacked and like the rumours building up to it, I think I even said on the podcast I wanted Lee Carsley to take over, because it's one of them where you see the work he's done with the under-21s, and we're now starting to see them be brought into the senior squad, which is incredible to see, because we did go through a very long patch of like the stubbornness of Southgate, where it was, I'm taking the exact same players every time, but we have seen a change with Carsley, which I think has been needed, and it has been more like exciting as an England fan. I feel also like the questions, it's going to be the same with whoever takes over or whoever got the interim job. I mean, like I saw like a few tweets saying Carsley out after the Greece match, and it's like, he's interim manager and you're saying like get him out, and it's just like, it was one loss. Like, I don't think like the job he's done with the team and who he's brought into the squad to give caps to, I think he's really good. Yeah. And it's like the questions, I think he said like no to taking the job, but I think like that's what you're gonna say. You can't be like, oh yeah, I've already signed the papers and it's not common knowledge or anything. So it's one of them where he's taken like the safest option with the questions, but they are just getting a bit repetitive now.
Yeah, they're sort of getting at them a little bit. Like, I saw one, he said, I'm looking forward to going back to managing the under-21s. And they said, oh, so you don't want the England game? He's like, no, I'm looking forward to doing my job again, working with this team that I'm building. I'm not, and he's sort of on a hide into nothing, because he can't say, yes, I want to say England manager, because what about the under-21s? And that'll make it look like that's a diminished role. But if he says no to do the England job, that he's going to get, it's just, he's on a proper hiding for nothing. I did feel sorry for him, but being reactionary. I mean, Lucas, on that point, it was the loss against Greece. Oh my God, Kazi's, well, his first game that he took charge in the last Nations League, it's like, isn't this a fresh breath of fresh air? He's wonderful. We love Carsley. Then a loss against Greece, he's awful. And as Rebecca said, people saying sack the interim manager who's only got one game left. I know after Finland, it's just what the hell's going on? Well, I mean, what do you say
fans
to
are
that?
Fickle. That's what it is. Football fans are just fickle. But yeah, I don't think we should be going too crazy as to just say get rid of him. But he's interim, so let him do his interim. And if you don't have anyone else more suitable, go with him. But I'm sure there are more suitable managers or more experienced managers that if you want to take a risk, and I don't see why not. I think Carsley's a very safe option. I think at this point with that set of players, go for a risk for the World Cup. Why not? If it doesn't work out, you can give it back to Carsley. He's not going anywhere. He's just going to go and manage the under-21. So there's a few names being linked with a job, which I think, why not?
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I wanted to come on next. I mean, first of all, in the chat, we've got our first time I've seen from Greg Smith TV. Hope you are doing well. Thank you for joining us this evening. Graham saying the England managers a poison chalice. And what a turn of phrase that is, a poison chalice. If you don't win every game 5-0, it's rubbish. If you change formational plays, it's wrong. And if you play the same players, it's wrong. You can't win. And it's just this little period and the abuse Kazi's got just epitomed for me, just how mental and how awful just the media are, and how fickle, as you said, looks how fickle people are in regards to just getting on his back and just as I said, over 2 games, the flip flop has just been unbelievable. But you said some of the names. If they rattle us off some of the names, Lucas said, and who do you think is best suited or you'd like to see?
In terms of who I'd like to see is Mourinho, but that's never going to happen.
I'd love that as well. To be fair, can I just say I'm all for Jose in for England?
That'd be so funny. I actually do like Tuchel and Potter. I do think either one of them. I don't see why not. I generally don't see why not. Tuchel's got the experience, although the style is not as, entertaining. Whereas Potter has got the style and has managed in the league, and the players would fit into the type of football that he wants to play, but obviously not as experienced. So I don't mind either of them. I do like Howe as well, but he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So I would take the risk, but yeah, I don't think it's a disaster picking one of those two.
Well, I mean, Simon's saying he's seen Pep linked with the job, which I can't see that happening. He can't buy the best players in existence, can he, to do it? So that's his bag, isn't it?
This is true.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sort of on the Potter train a little bit. The only thing I was thinking is, though, he's probably still being paid by Chelsea, and he just sit at home doing nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't exactly need it, does he? But
he's probably at home grooming his beard, I imagine. Rebecca, England managers. I mean, Lucas is open to Tuchel or Potter. What are you feeling?
Anyone that can do the job. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of rumoured names. There's a lot that could potentially happen, but at this point, you'll take anyone that can actually get the players playing how we know they can play, and to get them in like the right tactical position that we need them to be to go on and win. So I'll happily take anyone.
Oh, there you go. So for Rebecca, it's anyone that wants to manage England, just have a go. I mean, and I'm with you a little bit in that it is just getting the right players. And I always said I think England missed out on Harry Redknapp, because for me, he's a manager that all you need is to put the right players in the right places, motivate them. Everybody's happy and everyone's a winner. It's easy job. But I mean, Nations League, England comfortably qualifying. I'm assuming. Anything else that's caught you? I mean, Luke, if I can't do you normally a man of the world in all aspects of life, not just football. If you want to know anything, ask Lucas. He'll let you know. Any other games that sort of caught your eye or performances from any other nations?
Not at all. Although I've seen what William Saliba's given away a terrible penalty about 20 minutes ago in France, Belgium. But yeah, I haven't really. The Nations League is not my thing at all. So I haven't really. No one sent me anything as well. Usually someone sends you a highlight or anything. No one sent me anything during this week of international football. There's very much a cloud over it because we already had one in early September. So no, I haven't seen too much any outstanding performances, any surprising players or talents popping out. Apart from the Saliba thing today, it's been a pretty quiet Nations League.
Well, what about though Wales? What about Wales's performance? Haven't you caught any of that? Come on, we're winning the game. We scored goals against Iceland. I've been elated. I'm not going to lie. As a proud Welshman, we've drawn against Turkey, which I thought that was going to be a difficult game because I thought they have a good squad. Beat Montenegro, drew with Iceland, and we're leading against Montenegro at the moment as well. And I've quite enjoyed. Do you know what's been nice? As a Welsh fan who's seen our team sort of like, I don't want to say, like create a premature excitement. We sort of start like doing bits and then just fading away. But what I've really loved is we've been quite fortunate, obviously eternally grateful for Gary Speed and everything that he did for Wales. But then we've sort of had a continuance of that sort of little plucky underdog, giving it a little go. But what I quite like, what Craig Bellamy has brought in is a sort of, I mean, what Page gave us in the last big tournament was just very drab, very boring, predictable, slow football. But we're like having a go. And I think I saw an interview with Craig Bellamy today. He said he just wants the players to enjoy it. He wants everyone to be involved. He wants them to be annoyed if they're being brought off. He wants them to enjoy playing together and enjoy the football that they're doing and not sort of just be too rigid and boring. But he's doing bits, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's making me very happy. Sam saying not seen this much success for Wales since Free Willy 2. Heather saying Harry Wilson and Brooks looking lively, and it's I'm saying it's still 1-0 at the moment. I think it's 65 minutes, something like that. I hope he's not. Are you pissing on my chips by this, really, frankly? Is my Google not updated itself? If this is our game and it's gone 1-1, I'm going to be well upset, and I might hold you personally responsible. And Simon doesn't like Craig Bellamy, but I love him. And Deshaun said the Turkey bring their dinosaurs. Turkey dinosaurs. Do you think, Lucas, is that going to qualify for our Absolutely Food show? Turkey dinosaurs.
I think we might have to do a special episode for something like that. Maybe like a throwback school dinner throwback episode.
Yeah. I mean that'll be easy for you, Rebecca, wouldn't it? That wasn't that long ago. I'm gonna be going like 30 years back. Rebecca can go like last week.
We can do it back to the good times before Jamie Oliver ruined school dinners forever.
Oatmeal fruit days. Remember that? Jam pudding, jam pudding and custard,
pizza slices, donuts, and then one day it was just gone. Just came in and it was just gone.
I don't know. He was like, kids are getting too fat. It's nothing to do with the food, mate. Food at
He
home,
did save a lot of kids from obesity, to be fair. It's just, I did like those donuts, man.
I know. I did. You probably didn't get that, didn't you, Rebecca? You probably had proper school dinners. You were in the healthy
from the get-go.
Yeah.
Grace is loving a bit of turkey, and turkey Twizzlers, and then
man,
you get like the smiley potato men.
You're getting into gourmet area here, mate.
I tell you what, back in the day, we'd have like the turkey Twizzlers, the smiley potato men covered in baked beans, and dinner lady's hair in it as well as a bit of garnish, and you couldn't tell if it was off her head or her face, Back and then the hottest jam sponge you've ever seen in your life is almost on fire because they've just taken it out of the microwave and it's going, and they pour in the custard on and it's like dissolve. I've never seen custard dissolve. I didn't know what temperature dissolved at. It was hot jam pudding. That's the temperature it goes. And I've gone well off canter now. So England manager, Rebecca doesn't care. Lucas is easy. Everybody's easy for England manager. We all love Wales. Well done.
I'll take the job. Give it to me. I'll do it.
I love it. I mean, I did see Heather saying shortbread and pink custard. Well, it only turned pink because it was on fire.
Excuse my language. That is a real throwback. That. Oh my god. I completely that. You know when you just hear something, you're like, I had completely forgotten about that. That's just didn't exist in my memory anymore. And now it's just come all straight back to me. Shortbread and pink custard.
Jed is saying the school cake with strawberry custard. I tell you what, old school. There's no school like the old school. What? And it was a very important question for Lucas. I did see in the chat. Where's it gone? Oh my days! I can't find it now. Incidentally, Lucas for England. Great, Graham's behind you for
Get
that.
it trending.
Oh, here's a question for you. Very important question, Lucas. Where can Sam watch from season 3?
DM me, Sam. I don't want to say it in a live forum.
I saw there was 2 froms. There's one on Now TV and there's one on Netflix. Which one am I watching? Or are they the same?
Now TV. Yeah, it will be on Now TV.
Now TV. That's the one.
I don't know which one you're watching on Netflix.
I haven't seen any of them. There's one on Netflix. There's a from on Netflix, but I think it's quite old. It's like 2014 or something. And then there's a from on Now TV. Check it out.
You discovered something new there.
Check it. And Grace is asking, why did the turkey join the football team? Because it wanted to be a foul player.
Oh God,
Graham, you got somebody
straight out the penguin chocolate. That one. Another great for school dinners or lunches. Penguin chocolates.
Do you know they're not allowed to take chocolates in school dinners anymore?
Doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
No, No chocolates. They're really funny about crisps as well. Fruit and
mobile phones is what I need to do. Which I think they have in some. My cousin told me in some area their schools had all banned mobile phones from like throughout the day.
Yeah, I had that in high school. I think they introduced it in like year 9 where you weren't allowed your phone. And if you were caught on it, they'd take it off you, put it in an envelope, and then make your parents come and pick it up. It never happened to me.
You need to know a lot of details about this.
They put it in an envelope. They write your name and address out and post it.
And then your mum's really mad, and you don't get turkey twizzlers for dinner.
I've never had a turkey twizzler.
Oh no! Next pod meetup, that's what we'll do. We'll all go for turkey twizzlers and smiling.
I worry for you. Do you know what's unnerved me the most? So when I was in year 9, like mobile phones were only just like coming around. They really just existed. I think what we've got going. Sam saying no TV. That's the one to watch season 1 and 2. It's also on Prime. Yep. Graham said special offer. I said have 1 turkey and get another 1 phone in free. What else have we got? Graham said not sure why I caught it straight there. My joke's really that bad. Not at all, mate. No, not at all. Heather said mobile phones weren't even invented when I was at school. I don't believe you, Heather. Because I'm sure they were about in the 70s. Just saying.
When was the first mobile phone? 90? Is the Nokia 3310 the first mobile phone? No, it can't be.
Depends what you define as mobile phone or car phone. Because that's technically the first mobile phone was a car phone. And that was in the 70s. I'm pretty sure.
Schooled in a mukbang. That's we should nominate who has to do that.
Honestly,
straws.
This is magic. This is what we wanted for today's pod. I thought we want to talk about
content brainstorming.
Nations League. No one wants to talk Nations League the whole time. That's just boring. Sorry, Rebecca does this every time the pod makes people feel really old. Just true. Like Heather said, she left schooling in 1990. No way. Well, let me just say, good job aging, because I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. Nations League, I think we've covered it. We've completed it. There's no.
It's a struggle, isn't it?
It's just nobody wants it. Nobody wants it anymore.
It's just dry.
We'd rather talk about old school dinners. I'm well up for that. Do you know, incidentally, before we'll do a brief preview of the upcoming games in the Premier League. Whoop, whoop. Conkers. You know, they're not allowed conkers in school anymore.
Conker? Wait, how do you ban that? They just fall from the trees.
Well, you're not allowed to do conker fights. You know, you can't take your own conkers in that you've the ones that you've soaked in vinegar.
I was at school, to be fair.
I don't think you can do it.
That was like the only joy
military grade school did you go to?
We'd be in there. I used to soak them in vinegar, cook them. I tell you what, you missed out. Have you ever done a conker's war, Rebecca?
No, I've been conker picking and to find them, but I've never fought with them.
Lucas, you must have had a conker fight in your life, surely to God.
I've played some form of. I remember playing conkers. I can't remember what the game was, but no, I don't remember throwing it at anyone.
Oh my! What you do?
Throwing a rock at someone.
You know what? You've got to clip this. So this is going to be an education for everyone. You get a conker, right? You drill the hole through the middle of it, put a bit of string or shoestring through it, tie a knot at the bottom. You hold it so that it's there in your hand. The string's coming out, and someone else is dangling their conker down, and then you flip it down and try and smash their conker.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And you used to do, and to try and win, you wanted to make your conker rock hard, so you'd drizzle it in vinegar and then cook it in the oven for a period of time. But if you overcooked it, when it did break, it exploded absolutely everywhere. There were loads of tricks to making a good conker. And honestly, check it out. Try it, people. But they banned it because, you could hurt your fingers and hands. Nanny state. Shame.
I much prefer playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And Beyblade, to be fair.
You miss it out. You miss it out. I had Sam saying, bring back Pogs. Yes.
God.
Yeah. That's it. You got to love it. I got to live about that hashtag Pogs. Especially fan Chris has still got his own Pogs. But
Are they not worth money now, Pogs?
They
On eBay?
must be.
Or maybe not as much as like Pokemon cards.
But he's saying, just for clarity, not the rubbish French midfielder that used to play for United, the flippy coin things. But Jen's saying Conkers. That I think that's meant to be Conkers, not Connors. I don't think she's like, with loads of lads called Connor at the school. Conkers. I'm convinced that's what it is. And they say the King Conquer that no one could beat. That's right. That's right. That's what it's all about. And it's Sean Dutch like, whoa, nonsense. It's true. It's true. British Bulldogs another game, which
that
is
got banned at my school.
Played that. Really?
Yeah. We had to change it when they took us on the field and we played the welly game, which was it was like a version of it, but you had to run and try and get the welly.
I thought you were going to say lobbing wellies at kids then.
No, yeah, they banned British Bulldog.
Why? Is that because it's British or just because they're grabbing other kids and ragging them to the ground? Do you think?
It's not. Incites violence.
What world do we live in? Sorry, kids of today. Samson King Kong. Wasn't that the bad guy in Super Mario? I love this little diversion that we've had. But we'll move back into football just for a little bit before we decide to go home to bed. So coming up, if I'm looking at this correctly, there are some games being played next weekend, I believe. Let me see. Here we are. The derby game of the podcast, Bournemouth Arsenal. Heather Lucas. Lucas, what are you feeling? Are you smashing?
Well, again, I'll drop points. Or Heather's going to make sure I remember it. Everything I've said about Bournemouth in the past coming back to haunt me.
It is. It's at Bournemouth as well. So
they're a good side.
They're not really Bournemouth good. Of like 5 years ago, are they?
No, they're a pretty solid side, and we are not doing very well at the moment. But we still managed to just sneak through. So I think it will be tough, but I think we'll win.
I'm
thinking like 2-1 or something.
Well, Odegaard's out. Anybody else that you're missing at the moment?
Oh, Saka might be injured.
Really?
Yeah, he pulled out of the Finland game. He had to go home. But let's be honest, Arteta's not going to drop him unless he's like in hospital.
Oh, I was going to say he'd have to have no legs.
Exactly. He is undroppable, that kid.
Oh, is I feel for him sometimes because he's a fabulous player, but he's still young. So his decision making and his mentality sometimes is still going to be a bit young. So he's going to make these mistakes. And I think this beating him about the edge by making him play all the time. Do you fear for him his longevity a little bit?
A little bit, I think. At that age, you kind of have to be careful. And I think Arteta was said like Ronaldo and Messi. I think at his age, he's played the same amount of games those guys were playing. But they were playing in, Ronaldo was playing in a slightly different era, and he went to La Liga afterwards as well, which wasn't as aggressive as the Premier League at that time. So it's slightly different, and it's not as it wasn't as intense physically back then in terms of the amount of running, tackling, and fouling and pressing and things you had to do. So yeah, it's definitely a concern. He's a young kid. He's playing a lot of football, and he's playing through like knocks and things like that, but. God, just hope that the coaching staff know what they're doing here, or we could end up in a pretty nasty situation.
Yeah, I mean, Heather's saying apparently Havertz and Martinelli might be out. I thought Martinelli only just came back, didn't he?
Havertz also pulled out from international duty. Martinelli, I didn't actually hear about that one, but I think those ones are just precautionary. But we'll see. I mean, Havertz is in my fantasy team, so that better not be the case.
So do you think it's just squeaking through past Bournemouth then, or are you concerned they're going to do?
I think so. It's going to be tough, but I'm thinking like literally one goal between it.
Oh, look at that! See, Heather, he's giving you.
Yeah, my respect now, Heather. Yep, 100%. I reckon that manager is on his way somewhere big after this.
I do like what Bournemouth are doing, and the fact that this season we've got like Bournemouth and Fulham and sort of Aston Villa, like teams just doing bits that haven't in a while. I find it so refreshing. It's really great to see, isn't it? That Rebecca, big game, relegation battle already in what game? Match week 8. Ipswich Town, Everton are going over to Ipswich. I think it's Norfolk. Is Ipswich Norfolk? I think it's Norfolk. You're going there. How are you feeling?
Bit nervous about this one. We're very unlikely to have Jared or Mikolenko back. I think Jared's back on like the pitch training, but it's still likely to be 2 or 3 weeks, I think. So that's an issue. We do have Nathan Patterson pushing to be back after he's been out since like March, I think, of last season. So he has been out for a while. So we'll finally have a right back. But that does mean Ashley Young will then get moved on to the left. So swings and roundabouts. Iliman and Dye went off for Senegal injured. So that's another injury blow that we could be facing. Apparently he has had a late fitness test for the match coming up and he is okay. So we'll wait and see what happens with that one. But I think it's always going to be a tough one for any team that goes to Ipswich. But being hit with injuries isn't helping us. But if we play like we know we can hopefully come away with the 3 points. But I think away matches are always what we struggle with. I mean, we struggle at home as well, but yeah, it'll be interesting.
We just struggle at football.
yeah, we do.
Football's a struggle. And I think going to a newly promoted team at their home ground, I think, is always a bit of a challenge, isn't it? I mean, and for them, they're going to see you as somebody, if they're going to pull anyone in, and without being a jerk, you're the people that they're looking for, aren't they?
Yeah. You look at how we started the season, the run of forms we've been on. I think anyone would be rubbing their hands together thinking, right, we've got Everton, but we've won a match. We got the draw against Newcastle, the international break at what can be described as a good time for us with the injuries and everything, trying to get as many players back. But it will be an interesting one. As long as we don't go 2-0 up, I can happily enjoy the match. If we go 2-0 up, I think I will cry. I can't do that again, Everton. Unless it's like 2-0 up in the 96th minute and we've only had like 7 minutes added on, then I can be a bit more like, okay, that's fine.
Doesn't that sound mental? Only 7 minutes added on. That would never have happened 3 years ago, would it?
No.
Graham's giving it. He thinks you're going to win 2-1.
I'll take it. I'd prefer a clean sheet, but I'll happily have 2-1. It's a win.
And I mean, Heather and Graham are correcting me. It's Suffolk, Ipswich and stuff. And you know, I go to Ipswich quite a lot for work, so I should know. But it's on the cusp. It's there. It's like an hour from Norwich. But no, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I mean, we'll all look at the United game, United Brentford. For Sam saying if United concede against Brentford in the first minute, having had a full week to prepare, what they do every week, then march Eric Ten Hag out of there immediately. And Graham's asking him and put the waistcoat on, and he's reporting no. Fortunately, Southgate is having the year out, waiting for Nathan Jones to open up a space for him. Do you know what? Graham appreciated that. Graham appreciated that one. I would love Southgate at United for the comedy, but I'm sure United fans wouldn't. I'm Lucas. Yeah, United Brentford. That's a sketchy game, surely. Well, you're on mute, by the way, mate.
Okay. I feel like I'm back at work on the bloody Teams call there with that. That whole time I was going, come on, Brentford. I don't know with United. I feel like this is the kind of their turning point. Their fixtures are a lot better. I feel like this could be their turning point where they start to pick up some points and win a couple of games, but they're so bad. And Brentford are actually really good at the moment. So I don't know.
It's not a nice time for them to play him, is it?
No. Not at all. But it'd be such a United thing to go and just win that one like 2-0, just comfortably.
Because I'm the same as you. Like, I can't predict. I think that's too hard to try and figure out what's going to happen in that game, because what United are going to show up, who knows? I mean, Brentford are quite consistent to a degree. They're not like amazing, but there's sort of steady Eddie in it. And it unnerves me. If Sam wants to loan back Scott McTominay, he can play up front for you. You can have a striker that scores goals then, which because he seems to be giving it stacks in Serie A.
It's not doing too bad.
It's mad, and I'm genuine. I'm the same as you, mate. I've got no idea. I mean, Rebecca, Brentford, Man United. Do you want to do something opposite to me and Lucas and jump off the fence, or do you want to take a perch next to us up here?
I'm going to apologise, Sam, but I think Brentford have got that one.
Oh.
And I apologise, but the struggles United are having, the form Brentford are on, and like it'll be an interesting one, but I can really see Brentford edging it.
I wonder what defence United are going to have.
Because I don't know what again, haven't they?
Yeah, well, they're good, not just injuries, but bad form as well. I mean, I'm not sure where Martinez in or injured.
He's been awful this season as well.
He's not been. I mean, De Ligt has been sort of hit and miss, but it's a difficult one for him because his first season he doesn't play a huge amount last season, and he's a bit injury prone. Martinez is a mentalist. Johnny Evans is about 85 now, and
best defender of the club.
It's mad, isn't it? Last season, and rightly so to a degree, Maguire was getting absolute stacks, but now he's doing bits, and it's just, you can't tell. I mean, Sam's saying guarantee there'll be 5 minutes where he's going, what the hell is going on here? And
wish I could put a bet on that.
and he's also outrageous, Rebecca. They've got Sir Johnny. We're hoping he was English. Graham thinks it's going to be a Desmond. It's going to be a bit of a Desmond 2-2 between Brentford and United.
Good shout.
I don't enjoy it. And incidentally, for Grace, Kieran and Jen on Thursdays, you need to check those ones out. We're just special. Rebecca does all the pods. That's what we get here, because her knowledge knows no bounds.
Many teams.
She just bloody loves it. That's what it is. She bloody loves it. I mean, in other interesting games, I tell you what, this is another tricky one that I'm unnerved about. Liverpool, Chelsea.
Oh, what a highlight. Oh, I'm going to be on a coach during that game. Damn it. I timed it wrong.
On a coach?
I'm going near Swansea. I'm going to go see family.
Oh, do you want to meet up?
Are you near Swansea, or I thought you were Cardiff?
Well, I'm actually in a mountain, mate. So I'm near neither. I'm like an hour from both. I am, mate. It is hour to Swansea, hour into Cardiff. Doesn't matter, mate. I'm like at the peak of a triangle between them.
Right in the middle of literally nowhere.
Yeah, legitimately. But
Wales, to be fair.
It's beautiful, mate. I wouldn't change it for the
so
world.
Peaceful.
But I mean, Luke, what are you? I don't know. What are you feeling?
I think you'll win. You're at home. I think Chelsea look good, but I think you'll just still be too much for them. They also haven't played, like, outside of Man City. They've played pretty much all the teams in like the bottom 5 or something, or 6. They haven't played anyone big yet. They haven't played Newcastle, Villa, us, United, Spurs. Yeah, I think you'll have them. I think it'll be a good game. There'll be some end-to-end moments and stuff, but I think Liverpool, your attack is going to be too much for their defense. I don't think you keep a clean sheet. That's the only thing. But I can see like a 3-1 here.
Yeah, I mean, we've been surprisingly solid at the back, which I think is a result of dropping the high line and being a bit more patient. Is it 2 goals conceded? I think we've conceded 2 goals.
Yeah, just 2, and that was one of them was the freak incident with Forest.
Yeah, so I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. I mean, Heather's saying Cole Palmer wasn't that great in the England game though, but that's different format. I think Chelsea is set up around him, as opposed to England where he had to sort of fit in. So I think he'll do better. Josh, Sam saying Josh lives in the mountain like Dr. Evil with his $1 billion. Graham thinks all the build-up for Liverpool-Chelsea, watch, it'll be a 0-0. Rebecca, what do you think when the good team of Liverpool... when the other team...
Just for that comment, Chelsea are going to win.
You've done it now.
Oh, I can't resist. I can't resist. Yeah, I mean, it's good to legitimately, without bullying me for being an ass. I mean, do you think legitimately Chelsea are going to do bits, or what are you feeling?
I don't really know.
That was so northern. I don't really know.
No, I mean, I think you always get it where they big up matches as much as they can, and then you sit in there and you use it to have a nap. But no, I think it could go either way. Could be a really exciting 3-3 draw, or one of yours is going to nick it in the dying minutes.
Yeah, do you know what? I'd be happy for a boring game and we win it in the 96th minute with a beautiful mazy run from Luis Diaz. I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that. Who knows? Or Cody Gakpo. Whatever, live a little bit of that.
Great for you.
Yeah, he's been good side and good one.
All your attackers are in good form. You can play any combination. It's hard to set up against because you don't know who's going to. Outside Mo Salah, it could be any of the other four players in there.
Apart from Nunes, he doesn't like Nunes.
Yeah, which is a weird one because I think before he joined, he was talking up Nunes. I think eventually he does want to start Nunes, but maybe he's just taking his time with bedding him in.
Yeah, he's trying to teach him how to, take shots with composure. But Graham saying Rebecca's so northern, she was nearly Shah then. She's picking up. Rebecca's been on Thursday with Anti-Shah too much.
It's the lesson that she did when she had us all repeating the different teams. The catching on.
Well, that's just a way to do it. It's a way that makes you sound friendly and unaggressive, and that's what you're going to do. So sound northern or Welsh. People like you then.
Although I think I ended up sounding more Scouse than northern.
There's nothing wrong with that. Don't be ashamed of who you are, Rebecca. Embrace. It's Benny fan Chris saying there's 4 minutes minimum injury time at the Wales game. I think we're still leading. I looked not that long ago. We were still 1-0 up. I believe where are we now? Yes, we are in the 91st minute, still 1-0 up. But are we going to win? I'm not going to tell you, because now is the time for us to finish up and go home after covering all of that wonderful Nations League football. Premier League preview, and the most important thing, I think, the most important topic that we covered today, old school dinners. What a show. What a show. And Rebecca, the people need more of your sporting wisdom and prowess. Where can they find you?
You can find me here, _Rebecca_shot_. That's on TikTok and Instagram. My Her Game 2 content is ASFC Her Game 2. And then I cover F1, in which we will be doing some filming very shortly because we have 3 races back to back. And that is Girls in the Grandstand.
Oh, and do check it out. And Grace Smith is saying last time after watching the Thursday podcast, played football, didn't score a single goal. I got tired from running around. That sounds like me most days, just tired. And Lucas, people are going to want more of you. Why would they not? The man who has everything. Where can they find you, sir?
Box Office Lucas on TikTok and Crab Dribble on TikTok. One for movies, one for... I was going to say Football Manager, but I think I'm just going to post random gaming stuff now because there's no Football Manager. So we'll see.
Well, please do check him out just for the imagery, if nothing else. And of course, if you are here, watchers, first of all, a big thank you to everybody that voted for us in the Football Content Awards. Voting is now closed. We appreciate all the efforts of everybody. People like Graham and Johnny, who I know think voted about 84 times a piece. Really, really appreciate that. And thank you to everybody. It means an awful lot to us. But if you are watching this evening and you haven't done, head over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It's free. And every time that you do and someone subscribes, an angel gets its wings, which is a beautiful thing to see. And if you can follow us as well for more football and less school dinners, it is more predominantly football on the social media feeds. At Twitter's Absolute Ball Pod. And you've been watching us at Absolute Football Podcast on YouTube or Twitch. And on the tick boom, we are at Absolute Football Pod, Instagram and Threads, Absolute Football Podcast _ where we've become quite active on the old Instagram recently, and on Facebook, the Absolute Football Podcast. And on Mondays, you have been watching typically the Absolutely Premier League show, where we cover all the Premier League and top flights from all across Europe. And on Wednesday, if you want to learn anything about women's football, if you follow women's football and any interest at all, they are up. They are nominated for Best in Women's Content. The hashtag Team Chaos on a Wednesday, Absolutely Women's Football, and the Wowdy Wabble of on Thursdays, headed up by our own Shah, who cover all football in England, below the Premier League, every single league. If you play it, the likelihood is they're going to talk about it. So make sure you check them on Thursday, and all at 8:30. And I think, to be honest with you, we're done. Thank you very much for joining us. And just remember that God loves you, Rebecca loves you, Lucas loves you. And if you hover in the air for 12 hours and the earth turns, do you end up somewhere else? No, you don't, because the law of perpetual motion. TTFN and ta-ta for now.